whatever you've done for the last 4 days, do something different before the start of today's ball game between the Phillies and the Guardians, because the Phillies are trying to end a 4-game losing streak. They wrap up this quick jaunt to Cleveland this afternoon. It's the final game of this 3-game series. All right, so take a look at the wild card standings. While the Phillies have been losing 4 in a row and the Marlins have been losing 8 in a row, the Cincinnati Reds have won 4 straight. In fact, the wild card is up for grabs because only the Reds are on a winning note these last handful of days. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ruben Amaro Jr., wearing his glasses today because that's what they do from the 1993 team. The Phillies are hoping to end this 4-game losing streak, and if they do, they've got to play a little bit better than they played last night and hit better than they've hit these first 2 games, and they got to quiet Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is one of the best players in all of baseball in an American League, and as far as I'm concerned, he's the guy that they have to stop. You know, when they came into this series, it was Josh Naylor who was hot, but Jose Ramirez has been excellent. Both on the right side here against Ranger Suarez. He picked up 4 knocks in the first game. 4 base hits of a totally different variety, using the entire field. He hit a ball to center, to right. He's one of those players that basically can do everything on the field. Stole a couple of bases as well. And then last night, the big blow, you know, high fly ball that probably should have been caught, unfortunately was not, ended up being the game winner for the Guardians, and this is a guy that they're going to have to stop if they want to win this ball game.
All right, StatCast powered by Google Cloud gives us a look at the 10 hits he's had during this 5-game hitting streak. He's got 8 singles, 2 doubles, hitting .476 during this stretch. Yeah, he is their bona fide star, right smack dab in the middle. And at home, he's even better. .320 batting average with a .942 OPS.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, again, that he loves playing here. He is going to be their leader and always has been, and it's really a matter of stopping the flow here. And if they can swing the bats a little bit better, they got a much better shot.
All right, speaking of flow, Aaron Nola's on the mound today for the Phils, and he's hoping to stop the Guardians, and the Phillies are hoping to put together a complete ball game. It's the 21st start for Nola. Meanwhile, Xavier Curry is probably going to go 3 innings at most for the Guardians. We'll see if the Phillies can find some offense during the 3 innings he's out there. We do know that at the end of the game, this Guardians team is pretty darn good. It's because of Clase. He has closed out these last 2 games. We'll talk about him when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Dear drivers, Toyota has 20 models with all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places. By the Xfinity 10G network, the future starts now. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at ibx.com. Fastest internet from Xfinity with a reliable connection you can count on in the clutch, even during peak hours. The next generation Xfinity 10G network. Oh, Phillies and Guardians hanging out here at the ballpark, getting ready for Game 3 of this series. He may wrestle him to the ground before it's all said and done. Speaking of wrestling to the ground, the Fanatic is here, by the way, just so everybody knows. Because
it's somebody's birthday.
There's a birthday party going on for the Guardians mascot. All right. There's no celebration for the Phillies offense during this series. The numbers have been staggeringly bad. You know, they've had these ups and downs during the course of the season.
And you see the numbers in runners in scoring position. That's the big number for me. 1 for 9, 19 total strikeouts in this series. Yes, the Guardians have a great pitching rotation with these young kids. I'm pretty impressed with that. But the fact that these guys, especially the 1 through 5 hitters, and you see the numbers, 4 for 39 with all those strikeouts, not very good. And they may not have to battle this guy, but this guy's one of the best closers in all of baseball, and Emmanuel Clase. He's already got 2 saves in this series. May not be available for this 3rd game, but he's been dominant for quite some time. And in fact, he came onto the scene last year with 42 saves. This guy has got electric stuff and done a nice job, even though he does have 7 blown saves this year, which kind of leads all of Major League Baseball.
All right, Citizen Stats Leaders. Citizens, the official bank of the Phils. This is where he sits as far as the saves leaders go. Since 2021, Kenley Jansen, number 1 with 100. Josh Hader at 94. Craig Kimbrell is on this list, but he's deeper down on the list, sitting at number 9. So how do you counter that? The Phillies have changed up their lineup today. Same guys are in it, but they are in different spots. We'll get to that and the start of today's ball game on a beautiful day for baseball here in Cleveland when we return. It's not Jim Eisenreich. It's not Ginger Z. It's the Fanatic here for Slider's birthday. That's right. Slider turns, well, we're not sure how old he is, to be honest with you. But the Fanatic was the guy in charge of catching the first pitch. And here we go. What do you look at? Well, throw to the guy to the middle. That didn't work. Ball got away. These hot dogs, man, they're a big part of this whole show here.
Hot diggity dog.
Hot diggity dog. There's the Fanatic. He's wondering, where's he going? Where's he going?
That's enough. I never know where he's going.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Final game of this 3-game series. Yeah, the Phillies have lost 4 in a row. We're all punch drunk. And let's see if they can get something going offensively against Curry. Here's the starting lineup for the Phils, brought to you by the Xfinity 10G Network. Kyle Schwarber leads it off. He's the DH today. Harper moves to third. He's at first. Castellanos fourth. Stott moves to fifth. JT moves down to the number 6 spot. And then Bohm, Marsh, and Cave. And again, they're facing Xavier Curry, not Matt Curry, as the folks at the College of New Jersey wonder. It's Xavier Curry out of Georgia Tech, who is 3-0 with a 2.86 ERA. And how about this? 17-5 in the minor leagues before coming to the big leagues. You don't get a chance to win that many games anymore in minor league baseball. First pitch of the game is brought to you by Carrier. Turn to the experts, and Kyle Schwarber shows bunt. Takes outside. We're underway. The count is 1-0.
Yeah, Curry, one of those guys, another draft pick from the Guardians organization, and boy, do they do a great job of drafting and developing pitching.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He stands 6 feet tall, and he does have an assortment of pitches. He's got throws the fastball half the time, a changeup, slider, and cutter. And he said he still relies on all those pitches, even coming out of the bullpen the way he does. 2-0. Just missed outside. 3-0. Adam Beck behind home plate calling balls and strikes.
He's only had 1 game started this year. He's been pretty much their long guy. Can throw 2 to 3 innings typically. Did throw 5 innings once in relief.
Yeah, last time out he threw 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lefties are hitting .204 against him. Right-handers are hitting .270 against him. And ball 4. So Schwarber walks. That's the 64th walk of the year for Kyle. Watch the Fanatic. Watch the security guard.
Security guard was very upset. Oh, oh, he's just kidding around.
So funny.
That is.
Here's Trey Turner with a runner at first, and a first pitch up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Turner hitting .246. Outside, 2-0.
And one of the things that Curry has done is thrown strikes generally, and that's what they like about what he has done as a long man for this club.
Two balls, no strikes. 3-0. All right, well, this is a good start for the Phillies because the bullpen for the Guardians is depleted. So if they can even get into it earlier, that may help the cause. Not so much Terry Francona's cause. On the outside corner, 3-1.
Yeah, not only depleted, but the Phillies have already seen all of these guys out of the bullpen, which is a really important piece of it. Even though they've thrown fairly well in the series, at least they've already put their eyes on it and had a chance to face them.
That's a good point too. Out to shortstop, that might be 2. There's 1 and 2. Well, all of that we just said is negated on a 6-4-3 double play. So last 4 games, 1 through 4 hitters, and there's still the 1 through 4 hitters today. Combined 7 for 61 with 21 strikeouts.
And that's just not getting it done. And I do believe that Rob Thompson has alluded to it. It's if these gentlemen are not the guys that are producing, you know, at least 50% of the runs during the course of the season, then this club's going to be in trouble. They cannot necessarily rely on the Alec Bohms and Stotts and Marshes to get it done on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, thank goodness for those guys. But you're right. Bryce Harper, the batter. Bryce hitting .290 with 4 home runs, 26 RBIs, 1 for 7 so far in the series, and he takes outside. It's 1-0. Bryce playing first base again today. Felt good coming out after the game the other night. Outside and high, 2-0. It would be a shame if the Phillies aren't able to capitalize on a young pitcher who's thrown 12 pitches, 9 out of the strike zone in the first inning. It's 3-0 again.
And that's one of the things that the Phillies really have not done well lately is capitalize. I mean, that's the perfect word for it, because they've sort of let some of these pitchers off the hook by their swing decisions.
Well, there's ball 4. It's the second walk of the inning, and it brings Castellanos up. I thought maybe Carl Willis would head out, just because we've seen him sort of navigate these young pitchers through innings.
Yeah, and I had a nice talk with Chris Antonetti earlier today. He's the president of baseball operations for the Guardians, and he just loves the way Carl Willis has advanced as a pitching coach. He's one of those guys that frankly has begun to understand and apply so much where there's Carl. Apply so much more of the information. He's an old school guy, but he's also very open-minded to integrating a lot of different information. Done a really good job in that area.
It's a third. What a play by Ramirez from foul territory. Slings it across the diamond. It gets away from Josh Bell. Over to third base goes Harper. And the Phillies will have first and third with 2 men down. It'll be an infield hit and an E5 to allow the runner to go to third.
And when he released this ball, I thought Ramirez actually was going to get him, but and he's typically a very accurate thrower. He just decided to flip it over there and in the hopes that this ball would be a nice one-hopper. He gets there knowing that Cassie doesn't run all that well down the line, although he did bust it. And it was just off the mark, allowing Harper to get to third base.
All right, so now it brings Bryson Stott up in an RBI situation. It's first and third. Bryson was 0 for 3 last night, which ended a 6-game hitting streak. He's hitting .305, which is 4th in the National League in batting average. In the dirt, and it's now 2-0.
And one thing I did notice about Curry is that he is very deliberate to the plate. Now, I do not believe that Castellanos will risk going in this situation and just allow Stott to hit, especially since he's up 2-0 in the count. But as he gets deeper and deeper into the count, you may see guys get really aggressive on Curry.
2-0, 3-0. And now that may change because of his wildness a little bit.
It could. I actually would like to see Stott
green light
with a green light here, because he does make pretty good swing decisions.
So far with the count 3-0, he has taken pretty much every time, and he takes there, and it's ball 4. That's 3 walks. His arsenal presented by Audi. This is coming into today's ball game.
Yeah, as you said, from about 50% four-seamers, 34% sliders, 12% curveballs, and the changeup. I would think that based on what Bybee did yesterday against the Phillies, that he'd be spinning that breaking ball as much as he possibly can. The Phillies have had a lot of trouble with the curveball as of late. A lot of swings and misses on it, but if you can't throw that fastball over the plate, then you can't get to that curveball.
All right, so now it's JT with the bases loaded and 2 men down. And the Phillies have Harper at third, Castellanos at second, and Stott at first base.
And this is the situation, bases loaded, where the Phillies just have not been very good as of late. Now, they were much better earlier in the season in these situations, but love to see him bust out with a little base hit here.
Runners lead off. The infield is back all the way around. And a fastball right down the chute. And it's 0-1. See the numbers for JT with the bases loaded. This season he's 2 for 10. Popped up 0-2. There's a balk called by the third base umpire. He just called a balk on Curry that'll allow Harper to score and the runners to move up. You could hear balk being yelled from somewhere. In fact, the other two infield umpires looked to see who was calling it.
So apparently that he was, I believe that he was supposed to be in the stretch, and he had 2 stops. And when you stop twice in the stretch,
there's a fly ball to deep left field. Kwan's going back toward the wall. He is there. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. A long out to left field, and the Phillies settle for a run on a balk with the rule that we'll elaborate on. Lineup for the Guardians brought to you by the Xfinity 10G network. The future starts now. Kwan leads it off for a 3rd straight day. Freeman is new into the lineup. He's playing shortstop for Rosario. Ramirez, Naylor, and Bell switch DH and first base. Facing Aaron Nola. Phillies lead at 1-0 thanks to a balk called on the starting pitcher for the Guardians. And Nola, 21st game, 9-6, an ERA of 4.27. He's never faced the Guardians. He's checking off another team. Stephen Kwan 2 for 9 so far in the series, and it's 0-1.
Aaron Nola coming off a brilliant performance, I thought, against Milwaukee. 7 1/3, 4 hits, just 2 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Real sharp with his stuff.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Really peppering the outside corner. Kwan is top 10 in hits in the American League, top 10 in doubles. And he was 0 for last night, but still 40 runs scored in his last 48 games. And the 0-2 down and away with a changeup, so he's thrown 3 different pitches to start this ball game.
And the advantage for Kwan is that now, and the rest of the club, that he's seen 3 of his 4 pitches right out of the chute.
And a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Castellanos, and that one is gone. Just over the yellow line. It's the 4th home run of the year for Kwan. That certainly isn't the way that this game was supposed to start for Aaron Nola. It's the 22nd home run he's allowed on the season. It's a 1-1 game.
There's a few times that the Phillies have tried to come in on Kwan with 2 strikes, thinking that he'll just kind of, get jammed on that pitch. But he tries to get in on him with a fastball, and he had put a great swing on it. The top of the zone, stays on top of it, and drives it out of the ballpark for Aaron Nola's 22nd home run of the season.
Bouncing ball left side. Alec Boehm has it on the glove side, and he flips to first in time. 5-3 on the putout. Now 1 away. Let's look back at that balk from the last half inning. All right, so Ruben, so the pitcher always has to declare whether he's going wind up or stretch when there's a bases loaded or a runner at third.
Yes, and he stops here, and then he resets, and then he started and went into a windup, which is clearly a deception of the hitter, and then is called a balk. There's so many different interpretations and nuances to balks, but It's basically a deception to the hitter that is illegal, and that's exactly what he did.
And it's why the third base umpire called it, because he is generally the one who asks, although we saw the home plate umpire ask last night. No balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez. Ramirez is 5 for 8 with an RBI in the series.
There's Gabe Morales, and he sees the one that viewed it, and no one disputed it, certainly.
Well, he also just rung up Jose Ramirez on a breaking ball for the first strikeout for Aaron. So 2 outs. Aaron, home and road splits, loftier ERA on the road. Opponent's batting average is about 50 points, well, a little more than 50 points higher.
And I've seen him get himself into trouble with 2-strike pitches more than I've ever seen him in his career, leaving pitches in the middle of the zone when he's up in the count.
Josh Naylor agreed with that call. I think he was kind of impressed with the pitch. Oh, 1 to Naylor. Naylor 3 for 8 in the series, 1 for 3 last night. Outside, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. You know, they've had sellouts the last 2 days here at Progressive Field. This is a nice crowd on this Sunday afternoon. Not a sellout, but still a good crowd.
Again, I do believe that there are a ton of Phillies fans here. Jaunted over here towards the west into Cleveland to support the Titans.
I have that shirt.
We got to put a smile on these guys'
That
face.
Phillies, the light blue one. I have.
You have them?
Yeah. 1-2. Hit foul. Count remains 1-2.
I still think the powder blue away uniforms are still my favorite.
Love the powder
They're
blues.
fantastic. Powder blue, maroon. So glad that they brought those back. At least at some capacity.
Swing and a foul tip, and that is a nasty pitch from Nola. 2 strikeouts. However, the Guardians have hit their 12th home run in their last 9th game to tie this ball game up at 1. Phillies head home after this ball game. They'll take on the Orioles tomorrow night at 6:40. It's 3 night games, including Wednesday at 6:05. Kids 14 and under receive an MLB Network cap. Secure your seats today at Phillies.com. Alec Bohm leads it off as we go to the second. It's a 1-1 game. Swing and a miss as Curry delivers the strike. It's 0-1. Curry comes from a good college baseball program. He comes from Georgia Tech. Fly ball center field. Will Brennan is out there today. And makes the catch for the first out. Only hit he allowed Curry in his last outing was a double to Andrew McCutchen. That run he allowed in the first inning here ends a scoreless streak of about 8 innings for Curry. Brandon Marsh, the batter.
He hadn't allowed a run the entire month of July up until that point.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the numbers, the line from Pittsburgh, and I guess it's not totally strange that the Phillies didn't score a run with a hit in the first inning, because his runners in scoring position numbers have been really good. Robs knows his team's numbers with runners in scoring position have not been good. Fly ball center field. Brennan, he'll venture back a few steps. And now 2 outs, 2 fly balls to center. All right, so this 4-game losing streak, the Phillies have scored only 4 runs. Now, they've only allowed 16. So they're winnable games in there, including last night. But they've hit just 152. They've only hit 3 home runs. And they have struck out 42 times.
And that and the OPS number at 0.488. I mean, that's pretty paltry.
Yeah. Here's Jake Cave. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Cave 1 for 4 this series. Kyle waits on deck. Oh, 2.
Nice to see Bryce Harper back at first base again. Seemed to handle it very well his first outing.
They've made it more of an obstacle course in that camera well where he dove the other night for this game. I'm not sure why they've done that, but they've rolled up a piece of carpet, and there's a stool in the area where he dove last night, 2 nights ago. Swing and a miss. And the Phillies go down 1-2-3 here in the 2nd inning. First strikeout. So this is the other night, the dive into the camera well. If he did that again, he'd hit the stool and the rolled up carpet. Might hurt a little bit more. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Breaks down the Phillies' needs. See if you agree on the latest Phillies Talk podcast presented by Team Toyota. Well, Ruben, look, more obstacles if Bryce decides to go into the well.
Yeah, far too many. It'd be okay if the stool wasn't there, because at least that little tarp thing would protect him a little bit. I don't know why they tossed the stool in there.
I don't know. Maybe they're expecting some more photographers. Josh Bell leads it off, and Bell pulls one to deep right field. Castellanos over toward the line. I guess it wasn't as deep as I thought. And he makes the running catch. And there's one away off the end of the bat. So 1 out.
Yeah, you like those 1-pitch outs. That will certainly help with his efficiency and his ability to go deeper into this game.
Andres Jimenez, the batter, hitting .244, 8 home runs, 37 runs batted in. 0 for 6 of the series, 0 for 3 last night. And a pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Jimenez will be followed by David Fry. Fly ball right field. Castellanos going back toward the crevice out in right center field, and it's gone. Jimenez has hit his 9th home run of the year. It's the 2nd solo home run of the game for the Guardians, and it's now a 2-1 ball game. That ball carried really well.
Yeah, it sure did, and it was a good old-fashioned hanging breaking ball, and those balls can go a long way. He had thrown a couple of excellent curveballs early in this game already, but he left this one belt high, and Jimenez had a really strong swing on it. Cassie trying to steal one, but way too deep into the right center field bleachers.
All right, so the Guardians have taken a 2-1 lead, and here's David Fry. Fry is hitting .290 with 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. I don't know if I ever thought that Aaron Nola would lead the National League in home runs allowed. I just never used to, and this is just this kind of year, let pitches loft in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, well, the thing that he did much better last year, not the year before, but last year, he stayed on top of the ball much better, driving the ball down in the zone, had much better bite to his curveball more consistently. What you're seeing is his hand position, or whatever the case may be, is working underneath the baseball a little bit more, and so you're seeing pitches elevated. And when you start elevating the ball consistently like that, unless you throw 99 or 100, you just can't live up there necessarily, and I think that's where he's getting himself in trouble.
Well, something just happened on that last pitch because JT walked in front of the plate to check and make sure he was okay. I don't know if he landed wrong or what. But something was a little off. Out to right field toward the line. Castellanos on the run, and it's a foul ball. This is that previous pitch. I think he just slipped a little bit.
Yeah, he probably just lost his grip on his spike. Causing him to take him off his mark a little bit. I'm surprised they're trying to elevate the fastball. Right now, he just doesn't have that zip on the fastball. And you're looking at, even though you have a game plan, there are some times when you have to sort of make adjustments. Uh-oh, somebody's in the booth.
Yeah, I didn't know he'd be able to find us.
Oh, my goodness.
It is a narrow crevice.
Hey, buddy.
We thought you'd bring us some luck today.
Yeah. He just did.
He do. Swing and a miss. The strikeout of Fry.
Comes in and they get a punch out.
Fanatic had a little trouble with the gate out there, huh?
Oh,
no.
We got another couple of.
Oh no.
Wow. I think we got the O series coming.
What on earth is breaking out here?
Hey,
I thought it was a birthday party.
Break it up.
I thought it was a birthday party.
Kindler, gentler, please.
This is not supposed to happen on the birthday. Good job, though, keeping him out of here.
Yeah, thanks.
Orioles are coming into town. Is he following you into town? Nope. Yeah, there's something wrong.
Uh-oh.
Fanatic, we got something wrong with Aaron Nola, which is not good. You're going to have to go out and get him a Band-Aid or something. He's having a little trouble with the mound. Was there anything that happened during the mascot first pitch? Okay.
You go on the mound, mess with it.
I think you were in home plate area. Let's hope he's okay. He's checking down at his ankle. When he landed before, he slipped, and I think at the end he may have turned it a little bit. Joe Roush out there with Rob Thompson. Uh-oh, they're getting moving around in the bullpen.
He's going to probably throw a couple of pitches just to see. Huh, maybe he's not.
This is it. Here you go, Fanatic. This is the last one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's slipping out.
He did not look like he was comfortable after that one.
Why they didn't test it again?
Well,
at least put something down.
I think the good thing is that we have a consultant up here in the booth that can lead us down the right path. Yeah.
What do you think he should do?
Fly ball out to center field. Marsh is there. Okay, he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Hey, listen, you coming back with us, or how are you getting back? You are?
Jumping on the plane?
You're going to sit next to Murph. You have to sit next to Murph. Oh, it's good to have the Fanatic with us. He should travel everywhere with us. Yeah. Then we wouldn't be able to bring our golf clubs. Shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Phils at MLBshop.com. Well, Aaron Nola's been walking around the dugout. It looks like he's okay.
He is irritated. That I do.
Yeah,
he doesn't show a lot of emotion a lot of the time, but he is upset about something. I don't know if it's because he gave up another home run or it's because he just doesn't like what's going on the mound.
Yeah, well, he's clearing out his spikes. Well, Kyle Schwarber's the batter. We lead off the third. Phillies down 2-1. Got a fastball in there. It's 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with a slider. And that is his second strikeout. All right, so one time through the order, they do have bullpen action. Former Phil Michael Kelly is loosening up in the pen. Figured we'd see Kelly today. Turner grounded it to a double play his first time up. He takes one a little low. I'm probably reaching here, but is it because he's so wild that when he's throwing these pitches down the middle, they're not ready for it?
Effectively wild. I guess that's it. And part of it is because I just don't see like the Phillies are staying on the fastball. I think that there's when you're swinging and missing at so many pitches at such a high rate, it's because I think you're guessing a lot instead of just seeing the ball and hitting it. And that's, you know, paralysis by overanalysis, whatever you want to call it.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with the slider. So back-to-back strikeouts with the slider. That's 3. And with 2 outs, it brings Harper up.
Typically, when you see guys swinging the bats well, they stay on the fastball. He missed a couple of fastballs early in the count, and that's what you get after that. You get a breaking ball. Best way to hit a breaking ball is by not missing the fastball.
All right, so Bryce walked and scored the only run for the Phils. That was in the first inning. Scored on a balk. 1 ball, no strikes. Out to center field. Brennan ventures back, and he's got plenty of room to roam. He makes the catch. 3 innings for Curry. His day is most likely done. He just retired the Phils in order for a 2nd straight inning. He's retired 7 in a row. Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Back here in Cleveland, where the Phillies trail at 2-1, Cam Gallagher will lead things off. By the way, we do want to send our congratulations out to former Phillies third baseman Scott Rowland on his much-deserved induction into Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame. He and Fred McGriff are going in today. Our good friend Pat Hughes was placed into the broadcaster's wing yesterday, and his speech was absolutely fantastic, which we'll get to in just a moment. But for Scott, you know, for a lot of us who watched the early part of his careers, that's looped out to right center field, and it'll drop for a hit for Gallagher. We understood almost immediately as we see the folks that are going in, who have gone in this weekend. Scotty, Fred McGriff, Pat Hughes, Carl Erskine got the Buck O'Neill Lifetime Achievement Award, and he is a sweet, sweet man. And then John Lowe, the Career Excellence Award. But we all saw when Scott Rowland was a young player how special he could be, and I think Ricky talked about this, and this was always my first impression of him, was just I couldn't imagine a man that large play third base.
Right.
Now Alec Boehm's tall, but Scott Rowland was wider.
Yes.
And he was so gifted. It's kind of like Austin Riley from the Braves, but even a little bigger and obviously better, but just the way he moved over third base as Kwan takes outside. And one of my memories that I have as a broadcaster was one of my first home runs that I ever called as a major league broadcaster was a home run that Scott hit at the vet.
Oh, how about that? Down
the left field line. And I remember looking over, I was on radio at the time filling in. I remember looking over and seeing Harry Callis look at me and just give me a nod of approval for the home run.
Well, that must have made
pretty good. Made me feel really good. Yeah. But Scott obviously left the Phillies organization way too early, as we all know. And that one's lined out to right field. That'll be in for a base hit, as Kwan is 2 for 2. But he went on to have just an absolutely stellar career offensively, but also defensively. Until the day he finished, he was arguably the best third baseman. Well, he finished with the Reds, so in the National League. So congratulations, Scott. Congratulations to Fred McGriff also. Yeah. Fred said that his teammate that he would like to see in the Hall of Fame was Gary Sheffield.
Yes. Undoubtedly. And I had the great fortune of playing with Scott and against Fred McGriff.
Sacrifice will be successful, so second and third with one out.
And I guess there's been some controversy as to whether, or some question as to whether these two guys should be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind that these guys are Hall of Famers. The length and breadth of their accomplishments. As you said, I mean, Scott just didn't do it on one side of the ball. He did it on both sides. And I used to think he was like the fastest crab I've ever seen, the quickest crab. He covered so much ground, and he had an absolute best arm I've ever seen, both on accuracy and strength, than anybody I've ever seen at third base.
Ramirez pulls that one foul. This is a tough spot now with runners at second and third, and Jose Ramirez up. And for those of you who don't know Pat Hughes, Brewers, Cubs, longtime Cubs announcer, called their World Championship a few years ago. And for us broadcasters who we still consider young, he has always been a huge influence on all of us. And if you get a chance to go back and listen to his speech from yesterday, talking about the Cubs fans, Phillies fans, that's how we all feel about you, the way he felt about the Cubs fans. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramirez with runners at second and third. Pulled on the ground to first. A run will come home. Bryce Harper will go to the bag. It's 3-1 Guardians. And Ramirez, who struck out his first time up, which is an oddity in its own right, drives in his 56th run of the season.
Yeah, as good as you can ask as far as that situation is concerned. Ramirez is a really good situational hitter, makes a whole lot of contact. The fact that he struck him out, as you said, in his first at bat was big. Didn't necessarily think he'd be able to do it again, but did get it out of it, and it's real important for him, for Aaron to shut this inning down now.
Josh Naylor struck out his first time, and he takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Almost seems like Aaron's not feeling very comfortable on that mound, and that he's still a little tentative with his finish.
One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That's a grounder foul past Sandy Alomar Jr.
Really good sequence from Aaron Nola so far. Elevated fastball with a little extra zip. He knows how important it is to get this out in this situation and keep the score at just a 2-run deficit. See him sort of emptying the tank a little bit here in this inning.
Fly ball left center field. Marsh is over into the alley. He's under it, makes the call, and the catch. All right, so another run, 1 run in each inning for the Guardians. We've completed 3. Castellanos will lead it off as we go to the 4th. 4th inning is brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2023 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Well, Nick Castellanos will lead things off as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Michael Kelly will be the new pitcher for the Guardians. Guardians lead it 3-1. Castellanos reached on an infield hit his first time up. First hit of the series for Nick. And a breaking ball that sweeps in, and it's 0-1.
You're going to see a lot of sliders from this young man. 63% sliders, 24% four seamers. He will cut the ball from time to time.
Castellanos fouls it away.
But if you're a right-handed hitter, you can almost consistently expect something out away from you and moving away from your barrel. Almost never comes inside. So I would cheat out over the plate a little, Tom, if I was a righty.
Yeah, he doesn't have the overwhelming fastball where you can't catch it, right? If you cheat out a little bit. Swing and a miss. All right. There's a slider for strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Guardians pitching. And I guess if you're Terry Francona, even though I don't think he likes using the quote-unquote openers, you got to be happy with what you got from Curry.
Yeah, I mean, he was fortunate to be able to get out of that first inning sort of semi-unscathed. Only 1 run with 3 walks, and the Phillies had a ton of opportunities to do some damage, but he settled on in with 6 straight outs after that and handed it over to the bullpen.
Bryson Stott walked his first time up. And it's 0-2. JT picked it up and flipped it into the lower seating area. In an area which quite honestly is one of the cleanest areas and stadiums I've ever seen.
Sure is. They take care of it here.
1-2. Two and two.
Again, you see him working away from the hitter almost all the time. He never really comes in either on lefties or righties, which is something that, having looked at some of his video, that's just not how he works.
Off the foot of Bryson Stott, and he's going to come out limping on that one. So he'll take a moment with the count even. 2-2. Here it is.
A little slider down and in, and he tops it into the right foot. That's smarts.
Kelly pitched in 4 games last year for the Phillies. Had a 2.25 ERA, 4 innings, 1 run. This is only his 4th game for the Guardians. Started the year in AAA, pitched in 27 games, had an ERA of 2.73. Last year at the age of 29. There's a check swing, no swing. Age of 29. It was his first time in the big leagues. After playing a lot of minor league baseball, some independent ball.
A heck of an at bat by Bryson Stott, hanging in there and trying to fight to get a better pitch. Spit on a breaking ball down, and a much better hitter's count now.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Another one fouled away.
He does not give away at bats.
No, he doesn't.
For a young player, that was a nice play. Heck of a play. This is your 12th pitch coming in this at bat. It's pretty awesome. It's a nice play by one of the ushers over there on that carom.
And that one just missed. Wow. So second walk for Bryson. Little eagle eye action. And a base runner for the Phils. JT is coming up. Terry Francona used to be part of Photo Night in Philadelphia. Well, the next one is Saturday, August 5th when the Royals are in town. It's Coca-Cola Photo Night. Don't miss the opportunity to take photos of your favorite Phillies coaches, broadcasters, mascots, including the sweaty one that was with us. Gates open at 4:05, limited access. And you can go to Phillies.com to get that access. 0-1 to JT. Talked to JT today about the hit by pitch last night, which hurt, he said, and the one the night before, which he caught. There goes Stott. Pitch taken inside. Ball is out of the hand of Gallagher, and Bryson will have his 17th stolen base of the year.
And nice job by Paco Figueroa and Bryson Stott. You know, they're reading the fact that Kelly is long to the plate, and even though they're down a couple of runs, not afraid to stay aggressive on the base pass. I like the fact that they grabbed this bag. Got a heck of a jump, and I know Gallagher lost the handle on it, but there's no chance to get Stott on the jump he had.
Popped up. Right side of the diamond. Jimenez is there to make the catch. 2 outs. Well, JT said that his first inclination when he got that pitch that he caught was to fire it back to the mound like we thought. There it is right there. And he said, I thought better of it. I probably should just hand it to the catcher. He said, but I did think about it because when we were kids, you did that. You caught it. You fired it right back.
Yeah, well, it gave you license to do that.
Mm-hmm. Alec Bohm fouls it back. It's 0-1. Bohm flied out to center field his first time up. Outside. Fouled away again. Softly up the first base line. And now 1-2.
Alec Bohm, one of the best with 2 outs. Runners in scoring position on this club and has been for the last couple of years. Hopefully can pick up a base hit here and drive Stott in.
Runner goes from second, and Stott will have the bag stolen. All right, so that'll be another stolen base for Bryson. He has 18 now on the year.
If they're going to give you the bag, take it.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 3-2.
That was a nice block there by Gallagher, but if that ball gets away from him, and then that would have produced a run just by getting aggressive on the base paths.
Popped up, shallow center field. Bredin waits for it, and he puts it away. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. Middle of the 4th inning. It's one of those days again. Phillies down 3-1. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2023 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Josh Bell leads it off as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's gotten a little overcast here. The grounds crew looks like they're in position. Just in case. Fanatic making kids happy here in the land. Bell flied out to right field his first time up, 0-for-1.
I wonder if that's the reason why that little tarp is rolled up in that well, Harper's well. Maybe they were anticipating.
Maybe it is. Pitch just a bit high according to the home plate umpire. That's not a bad spot.
You're getting some wind action. There's something coming in here, T-Mac.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be quick if it does. 2-1 pitch. Curve ball bounced on the ground, foul toward the back end of the Phillies dugout. And it's 2-2. Odds powered by PointsBet. We lean on Aaron Nola. The over/under on strikeouts is 4.5. And to record the win, you see what the numbers are. He has 3 strikeouts already. That ball's hit sharply. Diving stop on the glove side by Harper. Races to the bag, and he gets there in time. Well, he has certainly looked comfortable over there at first base.
He's definitely no fish out of water there. I mean, it's looks like he's been playing there for years. It's really remarkable when you think about it. He makes a heck of a play, and I would say 29 out of 30 first basemen would probably flip this ball. And this is your GMC precision play. Dives to his left, and you would typically see a first baseman flip that ball, but he feels comfortable enough and is athletic enough to be able to get to first base before Josh Bell, who does not run all that well. Now Aaron Nola was there in plenty of time, but he has a lot of confidence in his speed and easily beats Bell.
Jimenez, who homered his last time up, has the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And frankly, I like when the first basemen take it themselves. I mean, there's less chance of having something happen. No reason to throw the ball around if you don't have to.
Well, that looks really ominous.
Looks like Gotham.
Doesn't look like Gotham. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Time for our Audi electric play. Hanging breaking ball.
Yeah, it's a curveball that stays in the middle of the plate. And Andres Jimenez, who doesn't hit a ton of home runs, drives that ball out of the ballpark, and that's your Audi electric play of the game.
Brought to you by your e-tron at your local Delaware Valley Audi dealers. And a changeup. Oh man, he is missing a couple of these pitches.
Yeah, he doesn't like the low pitch. Doesn't seem like there's been a couple on both sides that have hit that mark.
I don't think he liked the high pitch before either. Adam Beck, the home plate umpire. There you go. Running for Seamer, and he picks up his 4th strikeout. 2 away here in the 4th. And David Fry is the batter. It's that one toward the hole on the left side, a base hit. It's his 3rd hit of the series. It comes with 2 outs.
Yeah, for a guy who doesn't play a ton, he's actually had a very nice series against the Phillies. He's not waiting around to see any breaking pitches. First fastball he sees, he's jumping on. And as you said, I mean, 3 knocks now. He's producing in a very small, limited role.
They like him because he plays all different positions. One ball, no strikes to Will Brennan, who fly to center in his initial at bat. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Guardians, 1 run on just 1 hit for the Phillies, an infield hit. Over to first, diving stop by Harper. It's a fair ball, and he just taps the bag with his glove. Bryce Harper cut that off before it went foul, and he wraps up this 4th inning. He made 2 outstanding plays, 1 to begin the inning and 1 to end the inning. Like rolling out of bed. Well, Ruben, some missed opportunities for the Phillies already today.
Yeah, and a lot of hanging breaking balls right in the middle of the plate. If I'm hitting right now, my eyes are lighting up. Another one that I know Bryce Harper wants to have back, hits off the end of the bat just slightly enough to be a long fly ball. And then JT gets a breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. Here's Alec Bohm in on it as well. There have been no less than 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hanging breaking balls in the middle of the plate that they just have not capitalized on. And if you're not hitting mistakes here in the major leagues, you're in trouble. And that's what's been happening with the Phillies. They've either hit them or just missed them completely.
Well, so runners in scoring position, the Phillies have had 3 today. They're 0 for 3 today. They're 1 for 12 now with runners in scoring position in this series. 16 runners left on base. 0-1 to Brandon Marsh, who tried to bunt and now takes a breaking ball. It's Sam Henches, who's the new pitcher. Had an excellent year last year for the Guardians. 57 games, all in relief. The previous season he started 12. He's a big dude.
Yeah, really large, lots of levers.
Center field, that's pretty well hit. Reddin's going back, and it is off that one hop off the wall. And Marsh is on his way to third. He's cooking, and he's going to get in there standing. Marsh with his 6th triple. He's now tied for the league lead in that category. And you know, Brennan thought that ball was coming off the wall. I wonder if he had kept going, if it would have been a little bit better for him.
Really well struck. Another fastball out over the plate. He jumps all over it. And Brennan, as you said, kind of pulled up a little bit early. I'm not sure if he thought he couldn't quite get there if it was going to get off the wall. Great hustle by Marsh out of the gate to get to third base on that ball.
All right, so here's Jake Cave. Needs a fly ball or ground out here. Doesn't even need a hit. Can hit it anywhere but to the third baseman.
Yeah, interesting numbers on Henches is that the guy has reverse splits. He has not thrown the ball well against left-handers this year. Much better against righties. And while he's really tall, I think he's 6'6" or 6'7".
6'6".
He is not super deceptive. I mean, he's pretty north-south, and so he doesn't create a lot of deception for the left-handed hitter.
Tapped foul. Well, again, Cave does not have to hit a bomb here. Be cool if he does.
Yeah, again, something that the Guardians have done a tremendous job of this series is situational hitting. In this situation, they would come up with a ground ball to move the runner or to drive the runner in, and it's exactly what the Phillies need to do here.
Swing and a miss. And Cave is struck out for the 2nd time.
And didn't sound like he was too happy about it either.
No, he was not pleased. There may have been others around the Delaware Valley that joined him.
Quite a few of them, I would imagine.
Kyle Schwarber is 0 for 1. He's got Marsh over at third. Outside, it's 1-0.
Again, this is another one of those situational at bats. Schwarber does not need to hit a home run here. Would be lovely. But just to put the ball in play in the center of the field, he'll drive that run in.
Two and one. Ground ball to first. Fair ball. Flag down by Bell. Run will score. They flip to Henches covering. Not in time. Schwarber legged it out for an infield hit. And the Phillies have made this a 1-run game. And Kyle Schwarber has kept the inning going.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting. This is the one hanging breaking ball that he actually hit, that was actually hit hard. This ball stays middle in, stays on it, and puts a beautiful swing on it, and Heck just doesn't get off the mound. This is your typical PFP play, and he just doesn't make it. Ball hangs in the middle of the plate, but you see Schwartz busting it down the line, keeping the inning alive, picks up the ribby, and does his job.
Trey Turner takes outside, 1-0. Look how close it was. I don't know what he was thinking by not getting off the line.
Yeah,
Good call.
Yeah, Hetch has been around a long time. I mean, that's your very first reaction. Always ball on the ground to your left. You got to get to first.
Got 8 people yelling, "Get over."
You could hear Gallagher in the background screaming it.
Two 2-0 to Turner. 2-1.
Yeah, and that'll tell you exactly where Turner is right now, because he's obviously not seeing the ball all that well in a 2-0 situation. You know, you've earned the right to get a good pitch to hit, and it's almost like he was guessing fastball instead of just seeing it and making a good swing decision. That was a pitch that was well out of the zone.
Lays off it this time.
Atta baby.
Line drive out toward left field. Kwan's going back. It is over his head, and it one-hops the wall. Schwarber's lugging it out over to third. He's going to get there standing. It's a double for Turner. And the Phillies, they got something cooking again with one man down. It's second and third as Trey Turner reaches 20 doubles for the year.
And a really good swing. Probably the best swing I've seen him put on a ball in the last week or so. He gets into his legs in a 2-strike count. Gets a foot down and has a very short swing to the ball. Good deke by Kwan. He was trying to deke Schwartz into thinking he was going to catch this baseball, but Schwartz had none of it. Gets to third base fairly easily and builds out more action.
All right, so Carl Willis out to the mound to talk with his big left-hander. Second and third, and Harper's coming up. By the way, it gives us a chance to congratulate the little engine that could. That's the Lower Marion 50-70 Senior Little League team.
Did they win again?
Coached by Coach Marty. Marty's Marauders. Gus Fransky's part of that. They knocked off Connecticut. They knocked Connecticut out of the tournament today, 14-4. So they'll advance to the next. They're still alive.
That's awesome.
Second and third. Harper takes outside. We joked, you know, that Marty is going to get a contract extension by even winning the sectional. And then he won a state's. You have to give him more than a 1-year extension. Here's the 1-0 to Harper. Foul down the left field line. Second and third, one out, and the 3-2. Bounced over to first base. That is a fair ball. They come home with it, and it's off the glove of the catcher Gallagher. Harper's not running. They tag him out. The Phillies have tied it up, but I'm not sure why Bryce didn't run.
Well, I think Bryce clearly thought it was a foul ball, but he called it a fair ball, and that's what he just can't quite understand. But nice job by Schwartz of reading the play and scoring on the play.
But he would have been safe at first.
He would have been safe at first base, yes. I think he was just perplexed that they had called it fair. But you're right, no excuse. Should have run down the line. And had he done that, you'd be standing on first base with first and third, one out.
Well, the Phillies have tied it up. And now they've got a runner at third with 2 outs. Goes down as a putout for the catcher on a fielder's choice, but an RBI for Harper on it.
Yes.
2 unassisted. Well, I guess it goes 3-2. 3-2. Yeah, I'm sorry. 3-2. 3-2. And if you ran it back, you'd probably sit there thinking, how's that going to happen?
Got us a run. That's the good thing.
Oh, 2 to Castellanos. Swing and a miss. Nick has struck out twice today. He's retired. The Phillies leave one over at third, but they get 2 to tie it up. So, as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, it's the Phillies 3 and the Guardians 3. Minor league report presented by SCI, building brave futures. How about Carlos De La Cruz? We saw him in spring training. Guy's having himself a very nice year for the Reading Fighters, isn't he?
I really liked him in spring training. I mean, he's one of those really long levered guys, but he's got some raw power. He's got some athleticism. It may take him a little bit longer to get to the point where he is able to handle like upper level pitching on a consistent basis, but he's got some tools that are pretty cool to at least dream on.
All right, so we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 3-3. Cam Gallagher is the batter. Gallagher hits the first pitch foul.
Big double by Trey Turner. Nice to see him contributing a little bit, putting a good swing on and keeping that inning going.
Bounced foul. And it's 0-2. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. It came on back. That's the 5th strikeout for Aaron. Quan's coming up. It's time for a giant home run replay.
Yeah, Aaron Nola tried to jump him with a little fastball in and up on Quan, and he jumped all over it for the first run of the game for the Guardians, and that was your home run replay brought to you by Giant.
Quan lines one to left field this time. That's going to drop for a hit, so he's 3 for 3. He's having himself a day.
Well, he hit the ball extremely well against Wheeler. He had 3 line drives, 2 to right and 1 up to center. Didn't really have much to show for it, but the approach he has right now, utilizing the entire field. And again, this kid had a heck of a year last year. Not quite the same year this year, but he's having a nice series.
Well, it brings Tyler Freeman to the plate. Freeman is 0 for 1 with a sack. Freeman was hitting .329 in AAA with 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in.
Yeah, and as with many of these Guardians base runners, especially at the top of the lineup, they're not afraid to steal a bag. Quan being one of those guys.
Quan has stolen 15.
That's 2 disengagements. I don't think he can go do another one unless he picks him, right, Tom?
Yes.
See Quan getting into the starter's gate, probably.
Up high. We wanted to see Alvarado, back Alvarado's head. Line drive caught by Harper, and now he's got Quan doubled up. What can he not do?
He's had almost every play. I'm waiting for them to bunt on him or something, but he's made every single play.
Every single play.
What an athlete.
The reactions are there. No runs, 1 hit. and nobody left. He's put on a display defensively today. We'll go to the 6th, tied up at 3. Of the week has heated up in July in the midst of an already very productive season. Bryson is tearing it up during July, hitting close to 400 through the first 3 weeks of the month. He remains at the top of the list for 2-strike hits in all of baseball and sits amongst the leaders in hits, average, and multi-hit games. His sophomore success continues. That's why he's the Philly of the week. All right, so I think this is some kind of a pin the tail on the donkey thing going on, because it is Slider's
They're
birthday
stopping all
party.
the hot dog condiments. They're stopping the condiments.
Oh,
except for one.
Except for onion.
Onion.
You love their hot dogs here.
Yeah.
I've learned that they love their hot dogs and they love their RAV4 Toyotas. That's what they love here.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I've heard anyway. Sandlin is the new pitcher for the Guardians. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Stott. Stott has walked twice today.
Picked himself up a couple of bags along the way.
1-2.
Stott took this guy deep also earlier in this series. This is the guy they went back to back on.
Yeah, 1 of 6 home runs. And the 1-2 way inside. Bounced foul, stays alive.
You know, I sound like a broken record, but the quality of the at-bats from a bat to at bat that Stott puts together, it's really impressive.
I agree with that.
I love watching him put together his at-bats. And you youngsters can learn a lot from this guy because he's just really calm, really compact. You know, he may end up swinging at a pitch out of the zone today, but I mean, just yeah, perfect example. But he's been outstanding with his at bats, and it has such a strong residual effect on the rest of the game. Again, you got to give Sandlin a little bit of credit. That was a pretty good moving sinker that he threw. But still another quality at bat from Stott.
Sandlin will now face JT. JT is 0 for 2 when he fouls or swings and misses that one. It's 0-1. I thought he got a piece of it at first. JT's flied out to left and he's popped out to second. Pops that one foul.
I think Stock had a shot at that if he would have leaned out and grabbed it.
Two is pulled toward the hole, off the glove of a diving Freeman into left field for a base hit. So 1 out single here in the 6th inning. And it brings Alec Bohm to the plate.
For Philadelphia, third baseman Alec Bohm.
Alec is 0 for 2. He's flied out to Will Brennan in center field on 2 occasions. One. He relies on deception, there's no doubt. He throws hard though for somebody that comes down almost 3/4. 1-1.
And also not a easy guy to run on either, because he has sort of that slide step, and that also can mess with your timing as a hitter, the way he delivers.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. You throw like this, though, you do need that pitch right there, and it's got to be effective. He's not, I'm trying to think of some of the most recent right-handed submariners. He's not Joe Smith. The
No.
way he submarines it. One and two. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw to second base on the shortstop side. And Realmuto is safe. It's a stolen base for JT. It's the second strikeout for Sandlin. Now, Terry Francona is asking if there was interference as you see JT take off.
And a super jump. I mean, you talk about base running technique and base stealing technique. That was as good as it gets. Good first quick step. Stays low. I don't think there's any contact at all or
so
any interference, but Terry's looking for it.
Yeah, Terry's coming out to talk to him about that. Talk to the home plate umpire about that. I do think that it affected the throw, but it wasn't intentionally affecting the throw the way the rule reads.
No, but I think he stayed. I think Alec Bohm stayed in the box.
He did.
Had he stepped over, it would have been different. Did not make contact with him with the bat or anything like that.
Not even close.
No,
Yeah,
there's no interference.
And that's the good point. He didn't make any contact with the bat. If he did, then it would have been a dead ball. All right, so Marsh is up. He tripled his last time up. Got a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. Takes inside.
Yeah, Marsh has had some good at-bats. He walked 3 times in the first game. He's seen the ball fairly well. Had some good swings. See if he can pick up the 2-out ribby.
That's off his leg. It's above that guard.
Again, a little slider that cuts in on him a little bit, and he might have hit it off his knee. Knee and his shin. Double jeopardy. Not fun, Tom.
No. Upstairs, 2-1. Popped up out towards short left. This might be a tough play if they don't get out there. And Ramirez dropped it. JT will score, and the Phillies take the lead. It's 4-3. A little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, this is a rare mistake here from the Guardians. An excellent defensive team typically, and this is not an easy play for Ramirez. But with the way that Freeman and where he was playing at shortstop, Freeman really didn't bust his butt to get over there. I thought he might go to try to make this play. This typically is a shortstop's play, but he can't quite get there. Ramirez gets turned around, and very rarely do you see that happen here in Progressive Field.
Well, it scored a hit and an RBI. JT running with two outs. Well, trotting.
And again, you cannot assume that this play is going to be made. You would sort of want to be busting in case there is a play behind you.
Well, we're happy for Brandon Marsh that he got an RBI on that. In reality, That should be caught. It was in the glove of the third baseman, even though he had a long way to go. Phillies will take it though. There goes Marsh. Pitch is swung on a miss. The throw to second is a seed. In time. Side is retired. Phillies do get a run. The RBI for Marsh. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Defensive plays of the game. We might as well call these the Bryce Harper show.
I mean, he's played every single play, diving to his left on this ball, out races Josh Bell. Then he dives down the line to his left again, and now this time to his right on a line drive. Quick reaction play for the double play. Bryce Harper playing like a Gold Glove level first base, and those are your defensive plays of the game, brought to you by Hyundai.
You know, it's interesting talking to Rob Thompson about this and some others around the game. Bryce is obviously still a very good outfielder, and the plan is that he will eventually go back to the outfield. But there's every possibility that in the future he transitions to first base to extend, the life of his body, his game, all that kind of stuff.
No question about it, and it just gives Rob Thompson more options. I mean, this gives it almost, in some ways, if he wants to play him in the outfield when he's ready to do that, and then get him sort of quote unquote off of his feet, it's almost like a little bit of a DH day to maybe get to first base, even though it's not it is a somewhat a demanding position, but still, I mean, it just gives the Phillies so many different options for him to be able to play now basically 4 positions on the diamond, because he could play center field as well.
Rob last night was pretty poignant with his comments about what the club needs. He said, listen, our top 5 guys, and it doesn't include Stott, but it was JT as of yesterday, they have to hit. We're not going to do anything if they don't hit. That's what they get paid to do. Been around a long time. He has seen teams like this. He knows the formula to win. Fell back.
Yeah, there's no secret. I mean, this team was designed to outscore teams. I mean, obviously, I do believe that the starting pitching and the rotation has been and would be a strength this year. It's been the bullpen. It's been outstanding this year. But this is a team designed to score runs. And if you're not scoring runs, it makes it, puts a lot of pressure on the starting pitching and the bullpen. All you have to do is look across the field and watch the Guardians. The reason why the Guardians have 20 blown saves this year is because they just can't score enough runs. Every time there's a save opportunity, it's like a 1-run save opportunity. That's it's tough to get it done every single time when you only have 1 run to work with.
Nate, got to stay on your toes as much as you can when you're operating a camera. Paco could have helped, so could Rojas. Sorry, Nate.
Sorry, Nate.
On behalf of the guys that ran. There's a strike 3 called as Naylor's caught for the second time today. 6 strikeouts for Nola.
Yeah, and really a nice job by Knowles of getting back into this game and settling down, because early in the game he just wasn't all that sharp and leaving a lot of pitches up in the zone. But he's made an adjustment and he's starting to get the ball down more consistently, and was working on getting that 3rd out in the 6th inning.
Bit outside, 1-0. Josh Bell is 0 for 2. Flied out to right, grounded out. Two and one. About to throw his 70th pitch of the day. Down the left field line, 2-2.
Yeah, pretty efficient when you start thinking about the numbers. I mean,
No doubt.
especially with the way that sort of the game started off. Fortunately, both those home runs were solo home runs that he gave up.
Over to second base. It's easy play for Stott. And the inning is over. 4-3 on the putout again. 1-2-3 go the Guardians. We've completed 6. The sun's out. All is right in the world as we go to the 7th. Summary: the Phillies jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the first thanks to a balk, and then the Guardians put up the picket fence in the first, second, and third. They had a couple solo home runs, but the Phillies have come back. They tied it in the 5th inning, scored a run in the 6th, and Aaron Nola has gone 6 innings, scattered 6 hits, hasn't walked anybody, and struck out 6. And Jake Cave, who was up when Brandon Marsh was thrown out trying to steal to end the 6th inning, will begin the 7th inning.
Yeah, this guy came in and threw the ball extremely well. He's that guy with the nasty changeup. Kind of jumps at the hitters, and those left-handers can expect to see that very deceptive and extremely slow changeup, like 76, 78 miles an hour.
Eli Morgan, the first pitch, and there's the changeup. 0-1. It just floats almost,
yeah,
like a knuckleball.
But it does look like a fastball out of his hand. He honestly, he does remind me of Trevor Hoffman a little bit, because Trevor kind of jumped at the hitter in the same way. You know, that's high praise. Talking about, you know, Hall of Famer, basically.
Ground ball foul, and it's 1-2 to Cave.
In fact, Phillies aficionados, people who have great history, Doug Jones comes to mind a little bit. That kind of changeup.
Big old mustache.
Yeah. Much bigger body guy. This guy's only like 5'11". Oof.
There it is. That changeup again. Swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for the Guardians pitching today. Back to the top of the order for Kyle Schwarber. Kyle takes strike 1. It's 0-1. One ball and 1 strike to Schwarber. Fly ball left field. Kwan ventures back. He's backpedaling a little bit and makes the catch for the second out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Show NissanUSA.com.
I know it's not the Pennsylvania lottery, but what was it? The Mega Lottery? What? The Powerball or whatever it was? $1.0 billion goes to one person.
That would be $1 billion.
$1 billion, not million. It's with a B.
Yep. 0-1 to Turner. Back toward the middle and into center field. A base hit, his second hit of the day. 2-out single.
A nice piece of hitting there by Trey Turner, picking up his second base hit of the afternoon after having a couple of tough at bats early. Love to see him take a bag here, move things along, put a little pressure on the Guardians.
That's hit foul.
And Morgan going into a slide step, that is not the time to run. But there are times when he does have a much longer delivery.
Over to first, and Turner's back. Turner may decide to steal.
I'm going to shorten up just a touch. Pretty close play.
Harper fouls it.
Bryce kicking himself a little bit. Got a fastball to hit. Just fouled it back. And I think part of that, the reason why is it just took his timing off a little bit is because of the slide step.
Fly ball out to left. And Quan makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, one hit, one man left. It's time to stretch. We'll go to the bottom of the seventh. It's the Phillies 4 and the Guardians 3.
Splash the water.
I'm going to
Because
destroy
water stains.
this spaghetti
Oh, then I
meatballs.
hit you. Cleveland, if you're just jumping out of the pool or coming up from the beach, Ricky Bottalico, Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. Back to Cleveland in a moment. But Benny, they flip-flop Castellanos and Harper. They flip-flop Real Muto and Stott. They're leading 4-3, but they're not exactly slapping the ball around. You know what I mean?
They were able to push 4 runs across home plate. Not a whole lot of bullets. A couple nice hits. Trey Turner with a couple knocks. He started off a little slow, but turned it around. Overall, you got to like what you see. They're finding ways to put balls in play, and they're getting rewarded.
And Bryce Harper, Ricky Bo, is finding a way to play first base to a fare thee well. Why not just keep him there?
Just give him a Gold Glove. He's already made more plays than Rafael Palmeiro did that year, so you might as well just give him a Gold Glove. No, but in all seriousness, I like that he's taking the job serious. He's going out there. He's making all the plays. Look at this: 15 putouts, 1 assist.
No errors.
I mean, he's doing everything you could want. He's making the right decisions. He's not messing around. He took this job very seriously, and that's a good thing for the Phillies.
All right, hopefully the Phillies hang on. We'll be talking about it post-game live. Aaron Nola in the game. Back to Tom and Ruben in Cleveland.
All right, guys, thank you. We appreciate it. We begin the bottom of the 7th inning. And Andres Jimenez leads it off, and he lifts one out to right field. Not that deep. Playable for Castellanos. And Nick comes in, makes the one-handed catch. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. Aaron's got the 1-run lead to work with, and he's been able to find the strike zone in a better spot.
Just command much better and get the ball down generally pretty well. See Gregory Soto getting ready, perhaps at some pocket during the course of this game, maybe against some lefties.
First pitch is a strike to David Fry. Yeah, the bottom of the order, you would think, you know, Aaron's only at 73 pitches. You would think that they would just let him keep on rolling. Over to third. Nice comfortable hop for Alec Bohm. A high throw handle. Oh, he was up off the bag. He handled it, but he came off the bag, it looked like. Or is he just saying that Fry beat it? No argument from Harper on it. He's off. That's going to go down as an E5.
And Alec Bohm has been pretty flawless. I mean, he's played a great third base, and he just held on to that ball maybe just a little bit too long. And had he gotten that over to him a little earlier, even with a high throw, he would have been back down on the bag and probably would have gotten it.
So the first pitch inside to Will Brennan, who's 0 for 2. He's flied to center and he's grounded out. Strike down the middle, 1-1.
This is where Aaron Nola is going to have to pitch over one of the mistakes. Try to get a ground ball and roll one over.
Check swing, and that was a good read by Fry. He takes off and goes to second base on a wild pitch. They check the swing. They say he didn't go.
And this is the second time this series we've seen great dirt ball reads. These guys are focusing on the front part of the plate, knowing that Aaron Nola will throw a lot of breaking balls. This ball hits the dirt well in front of the plate. Excellent block by JT, but also a really good read by David Fry, and he advances.
2 balls, 1 strike. Got a pitch outside, 3-1 to Brennan. Tap foul, it's 3-2. To the upper deck on that foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base, 1-run lead. Tuesday, watch the Phils and the Orioles clash with live lines, insight, and analysis. Every betting angle is covered. Our Phillies BetCast, powered by PointsBet. Tuesday, starting at 6:30 over on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus. Out toward right center field. It's not deep. Castellanos says he has it, and he does. So 2 outs. Cam Gallagher is called back, and Rosario is going to come up to pinch hit.
Nice job by Nola getting back into that count on that 3-1 breaking ball, and then going a little off-speed pitch to get this short fly ball. And they're going to have a little chat about how they want to attack Ahmed Rosario.
Kel Cotham's coming out too, just to join this conversation to make sure they're all on the same page. It's only 81 pitches for Aaron too. Mentioned he's in a really good spot pitch count wise.
Interesting that Terry Francona would bring out of Rosario right on right. But Rosario is probably the best, if not the best, in American League hitters with 2 outs in this situation, runners in scoring position. For some reason, he just seems to bear down.
It is crazy.
He's come up with some big base hits for this Guardians club.
And nearly 500. You know, and last night he scored that 1 run on the misplay in the outfield, which all of the guys told Rob Thompson and told everybody after the game that it was, they should have communicated better. But he was moving. By the time it dropped, he was already at third base, which you expect with 2 outs, but not everybody does it though. First pitch to Rosario, breaking ball, cut on a miss. It's 0-1.
Well, we taught that to him, you know, when I was coaching first base at the Mets.
Oh yeah,
I'll take credit. My fault. He's always been one of those kids, a very conscientious and actually underweight, one of the fastest guys in the league.
Get outside. 464 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
Oh, he's snapping off some very good breaking balls. A little bit more velocity on those breaking balls than he has had. He knows how big this spot is, so he's trying to gear up with some big pitches.
Another one. Cut out and missed. That's a big strikeout, number 7 for Nola. No runs, no hits. One man left in scoring position. Aaron Nola nursing this 1-run lead, comes back with one good hook after another. And we'll go to the 8th. Your Philadelphia area local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Top of the 8th inning. It's 4-3. Phillies on top. Eniel De Los Santos is the new pitcher for the Guardians. Odds powered by PointsBet. The opening odds, the Phillies were favored, -150. It was fairly close. They're still favored, but it's just a 1-run game. Eniel De Los Santos will come into the game. Bo Naylor will come in and catch. And that's it for the changes. De Los Santos, 43rd game, worked a scoreless inning yesterday. Had a first pitch in there for a strike to Castellanos. Nick is 1 for 3. 5 hits since the All-Star break, 5 for 39. Grounded foul. 1-2.
De Los Santos coming after him with a variety of sliders. And Nick has been sort of fishing at that pitch, much like he was doing a lot last year. He's just not seeing it all that well right now, and Guardians trying to exploit that.
Ground ball out to second base. Jimenez is up with it on a comfortable hop. And a little soft flip over to first. 4-3 on the putout. It's 1 out. It brings Bryson Stott to the plate. Stott has walked twice today. Been left in scoring position both times and has struck out. Phillies will take on the Washington Nationals on Monday, August 7th in the start of a 4-game series. All 4 games start at 6:40. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Stott takes the first pitch up high, 1-0.
De Los Santos almost looks like a different pitcher to me now. He's not just a thrower. He's throwing many more strikes than I've seen in the past. Always had a great arm and seemingly found a comfortable place here with the Guardians.
Well, I think his pace is better too. At least that's, just for my eyes, that it seems like it's better. Up high, 3-1. Bryson Stott just asked, is that a pitch timer violation? Stott's asking.
Thinks it is.
He's asking the home plate umpire something. Rob Thompson's coming out as well. Now Rob will ask for an explanation. Yeah, Bryson thought that would be ball 4 with a timer violation. Adam Beck said no. He just changed the baseball for De Los Santos. Dan Iasonia, the crew chief, comes down as well. All right, now the umpires are all going to get together to discuss this. Huh.
Well, if they make this ball 4, Terry Francona will have a little chat with the umpires.
I think so.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I would think so.
Get a little explanation.
Here it is with the clock. So timers 10 or 12, 11, 10. They stopped the clock when he called timeout. I don't know if I missed something on there, Ruben. It didn't look like he did anything wrong.
No, he stepped off.
Which he's allowed to do.
He's allowed
it's
to
a
do.
violation. All right, so it is
Wow.
a pitch. Well, Stott knew it.
I'm
See
not
Terry
quite
Francona
sure.
coming out.
Is he not allowed to step off?
Well, the clock was down. The timer was down to 8 seconds, but usually you're allowed to call time whenever you want.
But I don't think he called timeout. He just stepped off.
Yeah.
So maybe you cannot do that.
All right, so it is a pitch timer violation, and it puts a runner over at first base. Bryson Stott was well aware of what was going on. Whatever it is that Enyel De Los Santos did. So I guess what we're being told from people that are down there that the catcher asked for a new baseball with the pitch timer at 8. All right, so right here, De Los Santos digs in. Pitch timer. Yes, that's what it was. So we're being told that is where the violation was. Throw over to first, and Stott is back.
Well, I'm still confused. But you shouldn't be shocked by that, Tom. We'll take it.
There is nothing that is there in the basic rules that say you cannot do that.
Well, the only argument that I would have for the Guardians in this situation is he called timeout and stepped off.
All right, yeah, so less than 9 seconds left. Here we go. Less than 9 seconds left. Disengagement charge for request with runners empty. A violation will be assessed. So there you go.
Well, Bryson Stott knew the rule.
Yeah, he did. See if the Phillies can capitalize on that. JT waves at the breaking ball. So that is the second out. First strikeout for De Los Santos.
At the plate now for the Phillies. Third baseman, Alec Bohm.
And Alec Bohm's coming up.
Pretty nasty slider here from De Los Santos, and JT cannot hold up.
Alec Bohm today is 0 for 3. He has struck out once. He's flied out to center twice. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Phillies do have bullpen action, so Aaron Nola, despite a light pitch count, most likely is done after 7 innings. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 to Bohm.
Now, based on the last couple of swings from right-handers, I got to believe that Stott will push the envelope here 0-2. See if it can't get an extra 90 feet.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. No runs, no hits. One man left. A frustrated Alec Bohm will go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a one-run game. Kids 14 and under can style like Schwarbs with a Kyle Schwarber replica jersey presented by CB Rankin Roofing Experts when the Phils host the Royals Sunday, August 6th at 1:35. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Our buddy Roger Farrell, who runs the pitch timer in Philadelphia from time to time, not every game, but he just let me know that what we talked about is true. The pitcher can't call time when no one's on base. The clock should not have stopped. The umpire has to grant him permission for a new ball. Now, I will say this, and that's kind of what we said. The catcher is the one who asked for the new baseball. It wasn't De Los Santos. He was waving it off, and then he stepped off. So, watch it here.
I do believe that he himself sort of called timeout, though.
Oh, yeah, he did right there. You're right. I got it backwards. So he can't call timeout. He has to be granted timeout. Thank you, Raj. Kwan pulls one with him, and Stott will take it, flips to Harper, and he is out at first base. That is excellent communication, and everything that Bryce Harper had hoped he would go through this first weekend, he seems to have gone through.
Wow, that was a terrific play and great wherewithal here by Harper, knowing that Stott was going to be there. As you said, tremendous communication. He first breaks to the ball, but then gets back to the bag. And I think that Rob Thompson was worried about that very play, and he was kind of hoping someone would bunt on him in an earlier place. It wasn't such a crucial play in this situation, but he gets back. Nice play by Stott and a great play by Harper.
And now Tyler Freeman is the batter. Freeman is 0 for 3, or 0 for 2, excuse me, with a sacrifice bunt. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Inside. So to get back to that violation, just so we're all clear, and I know it's new for everybody, it's new for us also, and it's been changed since the start of the year because pitchers were throwing baseballs out without asking for permission to throw baseballs out. So the clock should not have stopped in that function and probably should have just run out unless the umpire granted time to De Los Santos and the Guardians.
And you can't blame the pitchers for trying to figure out a way around sort of the pitch timer in that they were throwing balls out, and I think Major League Baseball Commissioner's office sort of saw this happening, so they did make a little bit of an adjustment in the rule.
All right, there's ball 4 that goes all the way back to the screen. Freeman's aboard. He's got 3 stolen bases. Caleb Cotham's going out. Ramirez is coming up. What do you got here? What is this visit for?
Well, there's obviously something going on mechanically because those last 3 or 4 pitches that Soto made were well off the mark. So I gotta believe that Cotham saw something in his delivery that maybe was a little bit alarming. Maybe he needs to make an adjustment on. That's one piece of information. This ball almost hits the bull. Tough pitch for JT to corral. And in addition, I mean, they're obviously facing, you know, the one guy that you want to have beat you in this situation because he's the, you know, their best right-handed hitter in the lineup at this stage of the game. And again, you want to try to be as careful as you can. Even as dangerous as Naylor is behind him, it's still left on left.
Right. Yeah, Ramirez against left-handers, 232. It's odd that he is that light against lefties. 327 against righties. He takes low. It's 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
He's a little bit out of sync. Is Soto, and I think he's just trying to get to the point where he's getting a much more consistent release point here.
Now 3-0. Every time a Phillies pitcher throws a pitch of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity 10G network. The future starts now. Well, he's throwing 95, but it's out of the zone. And there's a strike, 3-1. Down the left field line. It'll look foul. I don't know if he should throw that one again. It's 3-2. With the outfield caved straight away, Marsh will step over to right center. Castellanos really light in right field.
And really surprised that he's that short, especially in this situation.
Runner goes, pitch is hit in the air to center field, playable for Marsh. It'll make the catch. Back to first is Freeman. And here comes Naylor.
Can't tell you how big of an out that is after getting behind again, and then he made some sort of adjustment to make up 3 very good pitches on dangerous hitter in Ramirez, and now another dangerous one on Naylor. And I gotta believe that this outfield is going to have to drift back in the situation with 2 outs, man on first base. I would like to see Jake Cave playing a little bit deeper in left field.
Naylor tried to check. Did he go? Yes, it's 0-1. Naylor's not bad against lefties, as you would imagine. He's hitting .312 overall, so he cannot be that bad against. .278 against lefties. 4 of his 15 home runs.
See Jake Cave there in the top left part of your screen. He's a guy that I believe that he should probably be a little bit deeper in this situation. A lot of room in between he and the wall back there.
Back toward the middle, off the foot of Soto, picked up by Bohm, throws to first in time. Little extra stretch by Bryce Harper, and a great reaction by Bohm. The Guardians will look at it, no doubt. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. That is the end of the inning. Good read by Bryce. We'll go to the 9th. Phillies up by 1. By Toyota. Dear drivers, Toyota has 20 models with all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places. By the Xfinity 10G network, the future starts now. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at ibx.com. Well, back here at Progressive Field, the Phillies lead it by 1 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Tim Herron is the new pitcher for the Guardians. Herron and the Guardians. The Guardians have only swept the Phillies 1 time, 2013. It was a 2-game series. Phillies, though, have the lead. Brandon Marsh leads it off. He's 2 for 3. And a pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, love to get a little bit of a cushion here for Craig Kimbrell, who's likely to come in to try to close this thing out. Aaron really struggled to throw strikes his last outing against the Titans. I don't know if he threw a strike. He had 3 straight walks, did he not?
Yes.
First game?
Yep, 2-0 to Marsh. Two and one. Two balls, 2 strikes. Inside, 3-2. Or, yeah, 3-2. Marsh thought it was ball 4. He started to take off his shin guard.
Hopeful.
Swing and a miss. So 1 away, and it brings Jake Cave to the plate. Phillies Alumni Weekend is right around the corner. Friday, August 11th, 12th, and 13th. 2 night games and the day game. Sunday the 13th is Toyota Phillies Alumni Day, and a salute to the 83 and 93 NL champs. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com.
Kind of looking forward to being with my old teammates and some of the guys I used to bat boy for the 83 team.
Who are you looking forward to the most? The guys that you bat boyed for, or your teammates?
My teammates.
Inside corner.
Most of us will be wearing glasses. Some of us will take them off occasionally.
You guys will be wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
You know, because the future's so bright.
Well, yes, and because as you get older, you need reading glasses. That more than the future's bright.
That's a good point.
It's 1-2 to Cave. 1 out here in the 9th inning. And a call, strike 3 on the outside corner. Cave's had a tough day, 4 strikeouts. Phillies, though, have struck out 13 times as a team. And now Kyle Schwarber's coming up.
Yeah, for a guy who really struggled to throw strikes his last time out, he painted a couple of pitches there on Cave for his 2nd strikeout of the inning.
He's been a little different with his mechanics here. Oh, 0-1.
I think that's very PC. Do you?
What's that, Ruben?
Some of the comments from the fans.
When has that stopped anybody?
That's a good point.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Well, he is a different pitcher. I'm not sure if it's the situation or he just feels a lot more confident facing these left-handers, but he struggled mightily his last time out. A little different guy.
Over toward the left side, backhanded by the sliding Freeman, gets up and throws in time. Well, that's a good play. Well, the side is retired. Phillies go down in order, 1-2-3. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning with a chance for the Phils to end this 4-game losing streak. For a Toyota Camry turning point. Here we go.
Well, last night the Phillies went down on a fly ball that dropped. Maybe it's the same thing for the Guardians this time around. A rare sort of mistake. Marsh putting the ball in play and flipping over to the third base side, and Ramirez can't come up to the play. Drives in a run, and that's your Toyota turning point.
All right, so now Craig Kimbrell is on. Craig is trying to record his 17th save of the year. He has had a remarkable resurgence. 43rd game. He's 5-1, 16 saves. He'll face Josh Bell to start things off.
Yeah, strange stat. Actually, Josh Bell has had some success against Craig Kimbrell in the past. A couple of home runs.
Bounced foul. It's 0-1. One-run games. Here's the split between the two teams. The Phillies are 20-11 in one-run games. The Guardians have played 39 one-run games. They're 19-20. Off the hands, blooped out to left. Here comes Cave. It drops for a hit. Opposite field single for Bell, and the tying run's aboard.
They've got to believe they're going to have a pinch runner come out for Bell. And yes, here it comes. Miles Straw runs very well. Ball was not hit well, but placed well. Got sawed off on his hands and flipped it into left for a base hit. And Craig's going to have to bear down.
All right, so Jimenez is going to bat with Straw at first base. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jimenez has popped out, struck out. He also homered back in his first at bat. Rob Thompson's team is trying to salvage a game here. Runner goes from first. Pitch is fouled at the plate.
Wow, did Jimenez do the Phillies a favor? Or
He had that bag stolen.
Now, if
Right.
it was a 2-strike situation, I would understand why he would swing at this pitch. But I mean, he was literally off and running.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was no chance. And Craig's pretty slow to the plate anyway.
Well, I think Straw's a little frustrated by it. He's catching his breath, but I think he's frustrated too. One and 2. Ground ball to second. Should be 2. Flip to second for 1. Turner to first. In time, a double play. 4-6-3. That came at the right time.
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, Tom. Nice breaking ball by Craig Kimbrell, getting the ball down in the zone to induce this ground ball. You'll see this pitch again, way down, and makes him reach for it. Stop with a perfect feed. And a nice turn by Trey Turner on a speedy Jimenez, and that's a big double play.
All right, so 2 outs, and it brings Fry to the plate. He takes outside.
Kind of want to make this plane ride a little nicer.
It would be nice
by getting this last out.
Yes, sir.
Just saying.
And a high fly ball to deep left field. Caves going back toward the wall. Off the, that's a home run.
Yes.
It's off the front railings above the yellow line. And this ball game is tied on Fry's 3rd home run of the year. And how about this? It's Craig Kimbrell's first blown save of the season. He had been 16 for 16. And he just left one up in the zone.
Yeah, it was obvious that Fry was looking to try to jump this fastball, and he got on top of it just enough. Not a whole lot of mistakes from Craig Kimbrell this year, and sometimes you got to give the hitter credit. Jumped all over that fastball to tie it up.
Well, pitch inside. It's one ball, no strikes. That was a towering shot.
Sure was. He's had quite a series. He's swung the bat extremely well.
And they like him because he can play everywhere. Every team needs somebody like that. Kimbrell's scoreless streak comes to a close after 16 2/3 innings. The 16 consecutive saves is a career high. And the 2-0 is fouled back. All right, keep it here. Keep it at a 4-4 game with Brennan up. He's 0 for 3. 2-2. Got to get that ball down a little bit more.
Did get a generous call on that particular pitch. Like to see him bounce that breaking ball, see if he swings over it.
It remains 2-2. In the 10th inning, the Phillies will have probably a pinch runner at second base because Schwarber made the last out. I don't know what you think about that, Ruben, but I guess we got to get there first.
Yeah, we do.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. We will get there. Well, the Guardians have tied it up. It's the first blown save of the season for Craig Kimbrell. We're going to go to the 10th inning. Can the Phillies pull it out in extra innings? We'll find out. Zone of Diamondbacks. The kid is, or the guy's been just fantastic for the Phillies, but he did leave this pitch up, and Fry made him pay.
Yeah, one of the rare moments where he didn't get the ball elevated here. That fastball was kind of waist high instead of chest high, and now you have Johan Rojas as the ghost runner out there at second base for Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, so he'll take his lead off second base. Trey Turner is up here in the top of the 10th inning. And Herron's still in, and Herron delivers outside. Herron struck out a couple in a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Phillies have Jeff Hoffman warming up in the bullpen. Outside.
It's a pretty aggressive lead that Rojas is taking. It looks like he's actually trying to maybe steal this base even with nobody out.
I like the fact he's in the head of Herron. 3-0.
Just want to be careful not to get nailed on a double line drive double play. In this situation, you want to make sure that you do get back on a line drive.
Outside ball 4, so he walked Turner on 4 pitches. I don't know if Terry Francona has anybody else available. Now,
yeah, this is a little bit of a spring training game for him.
Yeah, because Clase, as we were wondering if he would be available today, even though he only threw, I think, 9 pitches yesterday.
Right.
But then you have Stephan, who could be available, with Carl Willis coming out to the mound.
Again, I think this is probably Herron's game just because I think they want to sort of protect some people, but do have Stephan, I guess, getting loose.
All right, so Carl Willis out talking. And Bryce Harper is due up with runners at first and second here in the top of the 10th inning. Jeff Hoffman warming up.
I do not believe that Harper would necessarily sacrifice here, but he's bunted it in the past in these situations from time to time.
Lefty on lefty. Takes low, 1-0, so that's 5 in a row out of the strike zone from Herron. Harper's, people wonder, what does he take here? I would think Herron's going to try to get a strike in there that you can take advantage of. Guess that was the thought. That may not have been it. He threw a slider, which I'm actually impressed with, that he was confident enough to throw a slider.
Yeah, sometimes when you have a feel for your fastball, slider's your best friend. That's what happened there.
1 ball and 1 strike. Runners lead off. Check swing, 2-1. Extra inning records, the Phillies are 6-2. The Guardians are 8-6. They've had 8 extra inning games here at home. They're at 500 at 4-4. Ground ball back toward the middle into center field, a base hit. Rojas is coming home, and Bryce Harper's giving the Phillies the lead. It's now 5-4, and over to third goes Trey Turner. Nobody out.
Not a bigger base hit in this series, and that one there, and lefty on, and a guy that has been effectively wild so far in this game, and now Terry Francona is going to take him out. But he punches it up the middle just enough. Again, one of those situations where the shift, you love it, that they decided to shift so much on Harper. That should have been just a ground ball double play. But with Jimenez pulled over into the 4-hole, this ball scoots up the middle, and Harper picks up a huge base hit and RBI.
All right, so they still have 2 out there. Nobody out. Pitching change. Officially underway. Join us for the following events taking place this month. Mickey Morandini Cornhole Classic is around the corner. Phillies Ball Girls Christmas in July. Toy Drive is July 25th. Strike Out the Stigma is July 26th. If you're interested in learning more about these events, go to phillies.com/community. All right, so here's Castellanos, and Stephan is the new pitcher. The infield is in. Nick is at 286 with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss, 0-1. He's scuffled today. He's been scuffling since the All-Star break. He's 1 for 4.
Guardians playing the infield in. They can't afford to go down 2, so they're trying to cut this run off.
Runner goes from first. The pitch is swung on and missed. No throw as Harper gets a stolen base. His 7th.
And I love the aggressiveness that the Phillies are showing here, getting out of that double play and forcing a little bit more pressure, and gets a great jump here. Now man on second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, the dirt, 1-2.
Got to believe that he's going to get another steady diet of sliders and splits. Stephan with that split as his strikeout pitch. He's got a base open, trying to make Castellanos fish.
Yeah, he almost did. The appeal. Naylor appeals to first. No swing. Two and two. Bryce cut himself as he slid into that second base bag. Maybe the brace jammed a little bit. Just a bit outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stott waits on deck. And a call, strike 3. He snuck a fastball right on by him. So you think he was looking split?
Absolutely, looking soft, and he ended up zipping a fastball right by him. Mid to upper 90s. Now it's up to Bryson to try to put the ball in play with man on third, less than 2 outs. Maybe not. Well, that's a lot of respect.
That is a lot of respect. All right, well, this is probably just a setup 2 here. Is that your thought?
Well, number 1 and number 2, I mean, Stott's had some really good at bats. His approach. They want to go right on right here with Real Muto, but hopefully JT makes him pay. But JT runs pretty well. I mean, he will hit it with a ground ball double play from time to time, but he does still run well.
First pitch, breaking ball low. It's 1-0.
One issue is that it does put the pressure on the pitcher to have to throw strikes. Nowhere to put him now.
JT's had a couple of these spots in this series. 2 for 10 with 5 RBIs with the bases loaded. Inside, 2-0.
Again, this is the spot where it makes it difficult for the pitcher. Just nowhere to put him, and this is where JT has to kind of get real selective and get a pitch he can handle and try to drive into right center.
Check swing. No swing. 3-0. This is an intriguing spot right here.
Well, if he gets a cookie down the middle, I'd let him swing. Let him make the right decision here.
Well, he took it.
He got one.
3 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball right field, pretty well hit. Going back on it is Brennan. Got turned around, reaches up, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Turner. Aggressively to third is Harper. There's an extra run. That's a big one. And the Phillies now lead it 6-4 on the sac fly by JT.
Yeah, it's sort of the exact at bat you would want, other than him driving this ball over Brennan's head. I mean, the thought process was right there. He gets a pitch out over the plate, doesn't try to do too much, drives it out to right field and picks up another RBI. Still have some guys on base pass, and hopefully they can get a 2-out base hit here.
First and third. Runner goes from first. Pitch is taken low. No throw by Naylor. A little pump fake. And Stott's going to have another stolen base. That'll be his 3rd of the game. So 19 for 21 on the year. Alec the opposite way. That's going to get into right field, a base hit. Harper scores. Here comes Stott. The throw to the plate is not in time. 2-run single for Alec Bohm, and the Phillies have opened things up. It's now an 8-4 game.
Well, who do you want at the plate for the Phillies with man on and 2 outs? It's Alec Bohm, and he's one of the best in all of baseball, in my opinion, in these situations. And he comes up with a huge base hit. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Nice job by Stott of stealing the bag, and then a nice, smooth, easy swing, and he just punches it to right field. Great piece of hitting, staying inside it, driving it to right, picking up another couple of RBIs.
Yeah, that's 22 out RBIs for Bohm. And now it's Brandon Marsh. Marsh has 2 hits today. He's 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Well, this is a nice answer by the Phils in extra innings.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, it's so easy after having lost 2 games in pretty tough fashion in the first 2 games of this series, and then having a blown save kind of would break your heart a little bit, but they bounce right back and put a big number up here in the 10th.
Out back, and it's 2-1. Two and two.
I would not be surprised if Alec Bohm doesn't try to snag a bag here. Just try to add on.
Yeah, the dirt. Phillies have stolen 5 bases today.
Love the aggressiveness.
They've also walked 7 times, so they've had 2 games this series where they've had 15 combined walks. And now the 3-2 to Marsh. Swing and a foul. Bohm was off and running on that one. Bohm goes. Pitch grounded back towards shortstop. Freeman's got it. Throws a little low to first, but it's dug out and the inning is over. But certainly the damage is done. The Phillies scored 4 runs here in the 10th inning. They got RBIs from Harper, Real Muto, and Alec Bohm picked up 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th. On top 8-4. And Jeff Hoffman is coming in to try to close things out for the Phils. Boy, that was a good inning in the top of the 10th. Hoffman, 23rd game. He's been excellent. 2.81 ERA. 34 strikeouts, 9 walks. And he will face Bo Naylor to start the 10th inning. And the Guardians will send Will Brennan out to second base. And I think Brennan forgot. I just saw him running around the dugout looking, and somebody told him he was supposed to be at second.
Third base coach Mike Sarbaugh, he just informed him that he is the ghost runner.
It was a long inning, Ruben.
Yeah. Get a little forgetful.
Sometimes your attention span wavers in long innings.
Including mine.
All right, here we go. Bo Naylor will lead it off. Phillies up by 4. Got a first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Countdown to outs here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Two and 0.
Yeah, none of these. The runner, ghost runner, that run means nothing. And he really needs to concentrate on throwing strikes and getting this first hitter out.
Well, 3 in a row of the strike zone. It's now 3-0. Naylor hitting 191, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. They have high hopes for him behind the plate. And Hoffman deals the 3-0. Up high, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. So that puts runners on first and second. Quan is coming up. The new NBC Sports Philadelphia app is here. It's so much more than just scores. It's nonstop analysis of your teams. Download now. Quan has 3 hits today. He's 3 for 4. Yeah, that one's over for strike 1. Little changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that is a
splitter,
split.
yeah. Which is acting like his changeup. Back toward the middle, a base hit it to center field. A run will score. Quan has his 4th hit of the day. All right, so now it's a 3-run game. It also means that the tying run is coming to the plate.
Yeah, that walk was a little bit of a cardinal sin just coming out of the bullpen, and now it's time for him to bear down and try to get some ground balls. And like you said, it's a race for outs. This is a little slider, left it in the middle of the plate. And Quan, who has been super hot this whole series, picks up his 4th knock of the game.
Swing and a foul. 1 ball, no balls and 1 strike. Freeman today is 0 for 2. He has a sacrifice bunt. He also has walked. So the 0-1 inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really like a 6-4-3 ground ball.
A ground ball double play would be
helpful.
Very helpful. If you get that split a little out in front of it.
Yeah.
Ramirez waits on deck. 1-2. Freeman was selected in the 2nd round of the 2017 draft, hitting .329 in AAA. In the dirt, blocked nicely by JT.
A really athletic play. Good play. little backhand action, and I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
He did it. Two and two. Outside 3-2. This is a really important pitch with Ramirez on deck.
Sure is.
Freeman asked for time. And the pitch fouled away.
And the Guardians are a little bit like that fly that won't go away. You know, they're very pesky, and they've been sort of doing that the entire series. See if the Phillies can make a play here.
The payoff pitch fouled back again. I think the Phillies are going to get somebody up in the bullpen just in case this inning goes too long. Runners lead off, not being held on at the 3-2. Up high, ball four. It gets away from JT. The bases are now loaded. It's 2 walks for Hoffman in the inning. And Ramirez, really the most dangerous hitter for the Guardians, is coming up. Rob Thompson, I think, is going to make a pitching change here. Marte had been warming up in the bullpen. Hoffman, who was so good on the homestand in extra innings, really just couldn't find the plate here. All right, so the bases are loaded. There's nobody out. And a pitching change for the Phillies. We'll be back here at the bottom. It's been extended probably a few more minutes than we'd like it to be. Some folks have left but they're outside the gate and they're thinking, oh man, should we have left? You never leave.
Is there no re-entry, I guess, at this point? I suppose there isn't.
Well, honestly, we all found a gate last night that we were able to get out of that we weren't supposed to get out of.
Okay.
And I do think there's ways to get around it.
I think there are too.
And we could probably tell you where to go if you want to over the third base bag.
I'm going to zip on over here to Progressive Field.
Jose Ramirez is going to be the batter with the bases loaded. Junior Marte is going to be the pitcher. Ramirez has an RBI today. He's 0 for 4. Seven plate appearances with the bases loaded for Ramirez, and he takes inside and low. It's 1-0. He has 1 hit. It's a grand slam this year. Runners lead 1-0. Marte set to go. He may have swung at ball 2, which is thankful, but the man can hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three balls and 1 strike. You have got to make a good pitch here.
Yeah, like the last thing you want to have happen is to get free passes, especially deep in the game like that. And that's what got the Phillies in trouble with Jeff Hoffman. And now it's time for Marte to make a pitch. Oh my goodness!
Swing at a foul. It's 3-2.
I cannot believe that he swung at that 3-1 slider. I'm thankful that he did.
I'm impressed that he threw a 3-1 slider.
I think he feels a little bit. Sometimes the pitcher feels more comfortable throwing that pitch for a strike than even his fastball.
3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Yeah, the pitch and a high fly ball out to right field. It's not that deep. Here comes Castellanos. He says he has it. He makes the catch. The throw comes in quickly, and that is one big out here in the bottom of the 10th inning to get Jose Ramirez.
Huge. I mean, for him to make that pitch and on a fastball off the end of the bat, doesn't drive in a run, unproductive at bat, and now he's got to face Josh Naylor, who's their most dangerous left-handed hitter in this lineup.
So now the bases are loaded for Josh Naylor. The pitch from Marte up on the outside corner, right at the edge. Naylor could not believe it. He did not think he was going to call that a strike. Naylor 6 for 15 this year with the bases loaded, and he pops it up over near third. Infield fly roll has been called. Ball makes the catch in foul territory. 2 outs.
Wow, 2 huge outs. Nice job by Marte. Time to finish it off.
Their 2 best hitters have basically gotten themselves out.
Yep. Just a little over anxious, which typically this Guardians team, they make pretty good decisions on balls and strikes when they're swinging the bat, but those 2 boys were a little over aggressive, and that was big for the Phillies.
All right, so now Straw with the bases loaded takes outside 1-0. At the knees with a beautifully dotted fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marte showing some great confidence here in the meat of the Guardians order. Ground ball out towards shortstop. Turner's got it, throws on the run in time, and the ball game is over. The Phillies salvage this 3-game series. They win it in 10 by a final score of 8-5, and that ends the 4-game losing streak.
Well, really a gutsy performance by Junior Marte. I mean, and for Rob Thompson to give him the confidence to get him out, have him go out there and finish this game off in a really tight spot. Nice gritty win by the Phils, and I know they didn't win the series, but this is a big win for them.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it gets that momentum going the other way.
Yeah, so in perspective, it's a big win because the Marlins have already won today. So, you know, they were even with the Phillies as far as the wild card goes. The Giants have lost today. That's an important one as well when it comes to the wild card. Cincinnati has won, but Cincinnati beat Arizona. So there's a logjam for the wild card right now in the National League, and it's nice that the Phillies are wedged in that logjam. Our Chevrolet player of the game is Bryce Harper, 1 for 4. He had the go-ahead RBI single in the 10th inning. He finished with 2 RBIs. He had a stolen base, and the other thing he did is he continued to play just remarkably over at first base as well, which that in its own right, it's pretty impressive. I don't think it's a surprise to him, maybe not a surprise to everybody, but his effort has been really good over at first base.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you know, that he is probably feeling a lot more energized, being able to play on both sides of the ball now.
Yeah.
Comes up with a huge base hit. This is Bryce Harper's defense diving to his left and racing to the bag and beating Josh Bell. Gets another play here. This is another play to his left. Has the wherewithal to make that play and tag the bag. Another bullet to his right this time, a line drive, and saves a couple of runs, and Bryce is with us. Hey, Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce joins us now. All right, so you had almost everything in this series now at first base. Faster than you thought, slower than you thought, the same that you thought?
Yeah, I mean, I think just working with Dick the last, 2 months, just trying to get ready, being prepared. That's all you can ask for, right? Not really trying to do too much, just play the best first base I can, and I've said that all along. Just trying to be the best player I can at first base for all the guys in the infield, and we got such a good infield. Just trying to be good for them.
Heads up.
Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah.
I'll join you with a little bit of the rain. Anyway, I was wondering, Bryce, I know that you had a couple of tough plays. That bunt play, did you guys discuss that and how you're going to handle it prior to that situation?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. Like I said, I keep saying it right. I keep harping on it a little bit. But Dick, he's prepared me for kind of every situation. And he's pretty much just told me just go out there and play and realize, we worked on all the situations. We worked on everything. I think my biggest mistake today was I didn't cut off that ball from Castellanos in right field right there. So, sometimes I forget about things or hand signals and things like that. But just trying to play the ball and, not let it play me.
I know it's pouring, so I just want to ask you one more question about that last inning offensively. The response after the Guardians tied it, how important is that for you guys to have that response in the 10th inning?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good team over there. I mean, first place in this division, I think, or maybe the Twins, but, they're a good team over there. They got some pretty dang good pitching. I mean, the last 3 days have been really good, and, just trying to, win this game, understanding we got to go home and, win this one, get home, have some fun at home and do that. But I thought we, reacted well and, didn't see Craig, giving that up. He's been so dominant for us this year, and when somebody does that to him, you're kind of like, man, what happened? But he's been so good for us, and I'm glad we were able to come in and rebound after that.
All right, Bryce, we'll let you get dry. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, Bryce Harper, our guest, did a well of a job over at first base today, and also got the base hit that gave the Phils the lead in extra innings. The rain is falling here. We finished just in time. It looks like it's just going to be a light shower, though. The Phils salvage this 3-game series. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. Start of a 3-game series with the first-place Orioles at Citizens Bank Park. Christopher Sanchez takes the mound against Dean Kramer. 6:30 on NBC Sports Philadelphia, streaming on the NBC Sports app. The senior producer of Phillies baseball, Jeff Halleckman. Josh Schrager has been our associate producer, and today's director has been Nick Marquetta. For Ruben Amaro Jr. and our entire crew here in Cleveland, I'm Tom McCarthy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live. Coming up next.